the podcast where women's journeys are honored, voices are amplified, and purpose is activated. I'm your host, LadyDock, and today's conversation is one you don't want to miss. We're diving into the power and the purpose of mentorship, the beauty of being both mentor and mentee, and how intentional guidance can change the trajectory of one's lives and the community. Joining me are two phenomenal women whose lives embody service, leadership, and legacy. First, we have Tyra C. Jefferson, a proud alumni of Buffalo Public Schools system. She holds a master's in business administration, along with a Bachelor of Science in Human Resources Training and Development, both obtained with honors from Medaille College. Tyra is affectionately known as Mama T of nursing, a registered nurse, a leader, community advocate, award-winning mentor with over 30 years of leadership experience. Tyra's passion for developing future healthcare professionals has helped open doors, secured opportunities, and created a path for the underrepresented students, all while leading with faith, excellence, and a big heart. Also, we have with us Kendra Campbell, BSN, RN, a dynamic nurse leader, entrepreneur, realtor, community servant. Kendra's journey reflects resilience, faith, and intentional growth, from nursing leadership to nonprofit advocacy, mentorship, generosity and wealth and building. She also is a living proof what is possible when mentorship meets purpose. So thank you, ladies. It's good to have both of you here. And on today, we're going to be talking about why are you a mentor and why are you a mentee? So we're going to start with Tyra. If you had to describe yourself, how would you describe yourself? I read kind of just a glimpse of your bio, but how would you describe you?
I would say that I'm a fun-loving person, and I love my community. I love nursing, and I just love to give.
And so you're a mentor. And you're a mentor of how many? Do you even, like right now, not how many you mentored over, because you probably don't even know, but how many are you mentoring right now?
Well, not just in Buffalo. I have mentees in South Carolina, Texas, Buffalo, and so I would say right now I'm mentoring about 7 ladies. I do have gentlemen that reach out to me, but they do not want their names publicized because they're a little embarrassed, because you know men carry that character that they're the leader and not a follower. So until they finish their nursing degrees, they don't want to talk about it with anyone. So
wow.
Yeah.
And so you can meet them right where they are.
Absolutely.
And when we had a conversation some time ago, and you were talking about mentoring, you said something that was very profound, and you said that mentoring is just not checking in once a week.
That's right.
Do you remember that conversation?
Absolutely. My name Mama T comes from, I'm the mother of mentoring. I don't believe in scheduling check-ins, because you may set an appointment and say, okay, I'll meet you on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. If my mentees don't answer me at 8 o'clock or show up, I show up to their homes to make sure they're okay. So once I accept a mentee, I tell them what kind of mentor I am. I'm a mothering mentor. I'm not just the kind of mentor that say, okay, we have an appointment, I'll see you twice a month. I'm very involved in their lives. They become a part of my family.
And so when you say mentoring, what exactly is mentoring? Just a definition of what a mentor is.
A mentor is someone who gets you to believe in yourself, make your own choices in life, not try to push off what I thought my life should be when I started my journey, which I didn't have a mentor. So when I encourage the young ladies and men, I listen. That's a part of being a mentor. You have to listen. You have to understand that they have choices and goals that they want in their life. You should never try to push your choices and goals on them. But you should always be spiritual also. You need to put God first, listen, and you're guiding them. And you're encouraging them to stand in the goals that they're setting for themselves.
Excellent. Okay, so now in Kendra, if you had to describe yourself, how would you describe yourself? With all the many hats that
I know.
you wear.
I would describe myself as, it's so much, like you said. It's so much I can say. Oh my gosh. A melting pot. Because I never let anybody set the limit on what I can do in life. So all the goals that I did have, I just did them all. So I'm outgoing. I'm a great friend, a great mentor, I'm a great mentee. I am someone who just wants everybody else around me to do great. So I will put myself last to make sure that someone else is good. So in a sense, a caretaker for everything, not just one thing. Like in life, I am the one people depend on. I'm the one that people come to for advice, any type of information. Strangers will talk to me, and I don't know. I'm a melting pot.
No, so how did your paths cross? Or how did you two become connected? Because identifying the roles, and to see, it's hard to call you a mentee when you also are a mentor, but you're a mentor because you were a mentee to Tyra. So how did your paths connect?
So we are both in an organization called Buffalo Black Nurses Organization, and it's a nonprofit organization. And when I joined in 2021, like I always followed the organization, but I never actually joined. But in 2021 I did, and she was a mentor to all of my friends. And I'm like, okay, this is weird at first, because I'm like, I've never had a mentor, and they over here calling her Mama T. I don't call nobody mama but my mama. Like, so I'm like, okay. So it kind of was like an unspoken thing. There was never like a meeting of, hi, I'm Tyra, I'm your mentor. It was more of, that's Mama T, and that's Mama T. And so we just
So
became,
it was natural.
It was so natural. Because I can't tell you when it happened. It did. And I'm happy it did.
Because you two travel together, you do a lot of things together, you encourage one another, and that's like, so now if you had to describe Mama T, how would you describe Mama T? You got your tissues? Well, Mama T, she is resilient. I will say that. When you have someone that you look up to, and then they tell you who they really are, it's like, wow, wait a minute, okay, so we are like we are like this is it. Because when you have a mentor, you kind of want to meet someone who is not flawless. So she is a resilient woman who, like me, wants to see everybody else around her doing well. Like her goal in life is literally everyone else.
I'm not gonna look at you, I'm about to cry.
Okay. So now, well, we're gonna put Tyra on the hot seat. So how was it, or how is it being a mentor to a mentee as Kendra?
She's a powerhouse.
Yes,
She
that's
is
a
a
lot of
powerhouse.
hats to help juggle.
Ooh, you said it, sister. Because when she comes to me with the goals and all these ideas, I'm like, Kendra, slow down. Because she's a go-getter. She does not, if someone tells her she can't do something, that even puts more fire up under her.
Wow.
So we have done lots of things together, financial literacy, and I said, well, Kendra, we gotta write a business plan. She's like, Mama T, I already did that. I got that on lock, and da-da-da-da-da, and this is what I wanna do. So I'm like, Well, I'm not really mentoring you. You mentor me on this aspect of non-for-profit because you have it down pat, young lady. So she is a powerhouse. She
So
really
wait,
is.
so you mentor her as a nurse, but then now you're also mentoring her with the nonprofit.
Yes, but she's teaching me more because once she said she wanted to do something, like I said, I tell them step out on faith, go do your goals, come back to me, I encourage you, and that's the type of mentor I am.
So it's not just for nursing, it's
No,
life.
It's life and business. I mentor business leaders and nurses because my first career was with the Federal Reserve Bank. And that's where my bachelor's in human resource training and development comes from, and my MBA. I sold treasury notes and bills for a living with the Federal Reserve Bank, and they closed. And my mom had cancer. And I did not like the way she was treated in the hospital, so I said, I'm gonna make a difference. Y'all closing, I'm going back to be that nurse that I always wanted to be, the little black lady I saw on TV with the old shoes and the cape and clicking her feet. That's what I always wanted to do, but life takes you on a different journey sometimes.
So you went back to your first love.
Yes.
Awesome. So now when you look at all the lives that you poured into, what is something that you see yourself doing that you did not have? Like you didn't have a mentor growing up. So
No.
what made you want to do that?
What made me want to do it is I felt that I made enough mistakes in this career of nursing and business that I felt if I had a mentor to show me that I wouldn't have made as many mistakes and wouldn't have took the long road. So I try to share my story but not push my story on them and encourage them to do better and say, I went down that road before, this was my experience. It may not be your experience, but maybe you want to try something different and let them tell me what the different goal is that they're going to try instead of going the route that I went.
And so how did you know what mentorship would look like?
I made my mentorship to my mentees look like what I felt that I needed as a young woman coming up. And I was born and raised in the church, but from the time I grew up, it was always do as I say, not as I do.
Okay.
You know, and they just gave you a answer and that was it. Whereas now I teach the young ladies and men to always speak up. Speak up for yourself. Be respectful, but speak up for yourself and share your vision.
Okay. And so what gaps did you notice that was going on during your process of looking at the journey that you were saying that you were going to not allow the next generation to go through?
For instance, when I signed up for college, there was no one there to answer the questions. They're like, here go the papers. Everything's different now. It's electronic, so you can look up things. Back in our day, you had to go to the library to look up things.
You had to do your own research.
Your own research. I'm glad the kids have the internet, but it was a lot of work for me back then when if I had a mentor that went through it first and that could share the information, I think it would have made it easier for me at that time. It was very difficult and it makes you want to give up when you don't have anybody to talk to say why I keep making this mistake or why am I getting a C grade and I should be getting an A. I understand this.
Okay. So Kendra, what did it mean when you finally found a mentor that believed in you and invested in you?
It changed a whole lot of things. It changed my life, honestly, because it gave me that person that I knew I can go to who went through an experience that I needed to, have. Well, I had, and they also had those experiences. So it was like a breath of fresh air. Like I was finally able to lose that weight that I had on trying to figure everything out for myself.
Okay, so what did it do to your confidence?
Oh, it grew my confidence, yes, it did, because you're challenged. You have somebody, a lot of people don't like to challenge me in life, so I needed someone who was not scared to say no, not scared to, tell me the truth, and have a conversation of, not what you should be doing, but give advice on, you could do this and you could do that, and just think about it. So helping, make those decisions and not rush through things.
Awesome. So now, can you share a moment when Mama T, Miss Tyra, mentored you to push past self-doubt or fear?
There's a lot of those. Look.
Just one that you don't mind sharing.
I will say, going back to school last year, that was last year, 24? I went back to school in 2024. And before when I was, going back to school, I wasn't really being vocal about it because I always did those things in silence.
Okay.
So when I finally had a conversation, I went to her and I'm like, I went back to school, paid for these classes, and never logged in. And she's like, well, what are you doing? So I'm like, okay, but I'm not going to go back yet until God says it's time. So I literally, was dropping my son off one day praying, and I'm like, Lord, I don't know what to do. And he's like, look up. I look up at a billboard. It was SUNY Brockport. And I'm like, I already be at the same program. Apply today? Okay. But before I applied, I called Tyra. I'm like, listen, I don't know. Like, I don't know if this is what I should be doing right now because I just paid for school. It was a couple months ago, and why would I put myself back in this position? But she's saying, like, do what you have to do. Pray about it, think about it, but it's never too late. So at first I'm like, oh, whatever, it is what it is. And then when I went over my classes, I'm like, they want me to take 5 classes in my first semester with this full-time job. I'm doing real estate. And she's like, it's okay if you don't. And I'm like, okay, let me try it out. And she was there every step of the way, literally.
Okay. So
every step of the way.
now, what have you learned about humility and growth being a mentee?
Understanding that I am not perfect and it's okay to not be perfect. And so when things go wrong, she's kind of like the first person who I call.
Okay.
Because being able to have humility in front of someone and being confident about the humility that occurred, she's not going to ever steer me wrong when she's talking. Like, it's never a moment that I feel like it's well, that's what you get, or, it's always encouraging words and reassuring me
like
that.
Corrective criticism.
And it's
You
reassuring.
have to criticize.
Yes.
But
yes.
it's holding you accountable.
Oh,
not
yeah.
Putting you down.
Oh yeah. Most
Excellent.
definitely.
So Mama T.
Yes, ma'am.
So now, how many daughters do you have?
I have 5 beautiful daughters, aged 39 to 22.
To 22. And so now, when you look at these young ladies, do you look at them more as just someone that you're encouraging, or almost like you're raising them in whatever field they're in? Like, how do you not separate the two, but yet separate the two?
Well, like I told you, they're part of my family once I mentor them.
Okay.
And when I say they're part of my family, they are entwined with my family. And I treat my mentees just as they're my daughters. I give them the same love, attention that I would give my own children. And I encourage them to reach their goals. But the main thing is having a connection spiritually, knowing who they are and believing in themselves. Because if you don't believe in yourself, how can I believe in you? That's what I tell them. Even though I believe in them, but you tell them that so they sit and they think about that for a moment.
So now, when you look at the lessons that was absent during your mentorship, how does it teach you, or how do you have the ability to teach leadership, resilience, and compassion? Like, is that something that you teach, or do you just, what does that look like to you?
Passion is something you learn as a person. You can't teach anyone passion. It has to be in your heart. So in nursing, I truly believe most of the nursing students that I have, I remind them, this is not just a job.
Mm-hmm.
Nursing is a calling from the Heavenly Father above. And if you're not in it for that and to love and care for people, then you're in the wrong profession.
Okay. So you had those hard conversations.
Hard conversations. And I had some people say, well, it's just not for me.
Okay, that was my next question. I was going to ask you, so do you ever have anyone that gets to a place that after you start mentoring them, that they say, you know what, thank you, but this is not gonna work.
I have a mentee right now who made it all the way to 3rd level, and that person, I'm not gonna say if it's here, decided that they wanted to be a manager in business. Nursing wasn't for them. And I tried to get them to understand, well, you have 1 semester left, you can finish that, and you can always go into management. There's many hats in nursing. You don't just have to do bedside, and you put all this time and effort into nursing, and it is hard. But they decided to go get out of nursing at Trocare and went into the business side, and they're gonna graduate this spring.
Wow, okay, but so, and it's good that they're learning that ahead of time, instead of getting into the field and then, I gotta start over, or
Yes.
I gotta go and do this. So you can teach them how to transition even in the midst of them finding their journey.
Exactly, and in this student's case, they found their new journey on their own. They did the research before they came and talked to me, because they said they didn't want to hear that crap from Mama T. That's exactly what they said to me. I said, well, what do you mean? Well, you always say, don't come to me complaining, come to me with a solution. And they was, when I say they was ready for me, they had, this is what I'm signing up for, this is all that I need, and I will be graduating in May, just like if I would have finished my RN. So I said,
Wow. Okay. So now this question is for both of you. What do you see in each other that remind you of purpose?
I would say the struggle. I feel like Kendra is a younger version of me. We have so many of the same stories about growing up and things that we went through. And we both believe in transformational leadership.
Okay.
So I feel like that's what brings us together, because we both have that transformational leadership spirit.
I was gonna say for resilience. That's it. Again, I love real people, and Tyra is a real person. So in being a real person, I can see everything that she's gone through, and who she is now is like, it never limited her. So that's what I admire, like knowing that you, even now, she's not giving up, y'all. She still ain't gave up. Because she is still doing things in life, regardless of, age or anything going on in life. She's still crushing her goals, and that's very, very good to see.
Awesome. Now, how does this mentor-mentee relationship reflect God's plan?
Iron sharpens iron.
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
I will say, because we're reading out of Joshua, so the transition of Moses to Joshua.
Okay. Interesting, I like that. So now, what legacy is being built between the two of you right now? What legacy?
For Kendra, what did I tell you? Kendra is going to be the next Mama K. When I'm too old, she might be pushing me around in my wheelchair, but I see her stepping into the mama role. When it's time for me to hang up those shoes, I can see her doing it and encouraging the next generation behind her.
And I will say, I have started already. Look, I have.
So now you're a mentee, but yet you're a mentor.
Yes.
So how many people are you mentoring? Have you kept track?
I have not kept track, but I feel like it's a daily thing where people are coming to me asking for mentorship.
No, I have a question now. Is that just a mentorship in nursing?
Yes, just in nursing, I will say right now. But I do have mentees that I have in other aspects in real estate. Yes.
Yes, because you're a realtor, and you do that like full time.
Yeah.
And you are a nurse.
Yes.
And you're a mom.
Yes.
And you're a student.
Yes.
And you're a hairdresser. Like, what am I missing? So you wear all the hats.
Yes.
So do Kendra sleep?
No.
Sometimes, the little recharge days. No, well, I do make it intentional now though to have moments where I am doing nothing.
So you have white space.
I have white, and you know yourself when I started to get that white space.
Yes,
so yes, I have definitely incorporated white space.
Excellent,
Yes.
excellent. So now, when you look at everything that you have done, if there was someone out there that wanted to be a mentor, what advice would you give them?
As a mentor,
Yes.
you have to make sure that you are 100% no judgment. Like that is number one.
Yes.
No judgment zone. It cannot be a judgment zone. When you give advice or when you're doing anything in giving constructive criticism, it cannot ever come off as you're judging someone. And you can, when I tell my mentees, I just want you to understand that I am not judging you. I'm speaking from experience, and even if it's not from experience, I'm just giving you my point of view, but it does not have to be followed through in that manner because this is your life. So I give advice, but I also know that the only person that can judge you is God, and I am not He. So, no, you cannot have any type of spirit of judgment when you are a mentor.
Yes. And you have to be 100% committed. Don't say you're going to do something and you're not.
So showing up once a week or making a phone call, that's
That's not our mentor circle. There are some mentors, that's all that they may be able to commit to. But when you are touching someone's life, trying to make your legacy, you can't be that type of mentor. You have to make sure your mentee is okay. You want someone that will come to you, not just, I'm in trouble, just to check and say, hey, how you doing? And that's what Kendra does.
relationship.
Yes, relationship.
Yeah. So now, if you have someone who is interested in becoming a mentee, how would they go about finding a mentor? What advice can you give them when they go to look for a mentor?
You find someone in a position that you want to be in, and you go, and you don't be afraid, and you say, hey, do you mind if, we can have a conversation, or if I could pick your brain, or introducing yourself and saying, I'm looking for a mentor, and I was wondering if it's okay, like if that's something that you're interested in doing.
And it's okay if someone says no.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
Do not give up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Wow, that is really that right there is big, because a lot of people don't know how to start. They know what they want to do,
Mm-hmm.
and they know the results that they want, but they don't know where to start. What does mentorship mean to your spirit, not just your career?
To me, it's fulfilling. I love being a mentor. It just warms my heart to know that I am helping someone who reached out to me to encourage them and give them the tools they need to be not only successful in their career, but in life.
For me, in my spirit, it's like an awe feeling that the Lord literally handpicked someone to go through life with me in this particular space that I've never had. Like, I never had a mentor before until Tyra. So when that happened, it was like, wow, how can I be in this space? I don't even know how. Like, how do I be a mentee? Like, honestly, when I became her mentee, like, she was mentoring people who had not graduated yet. And I was already a nurse. And I had been a nurse for upward of 10 years.
Wow.
So it wasn't like I wasn't there already. It was just, I knew I needed it. So for my spirit, it's fulfilling to know that somebody cares for me and what I'm doing just as much as I care about it for myself.
So if you had already been doing it for 10 years, there was nothing she could teach you.
Oh, it was. Oh, it was a whole lot she could teach me. It was a whole lot. And see, I'm still not done going to school too. So I just graduated, last year, 25. I did go on to get my BSN. I'm going back to school again. And it was a whole lot to learn though. About sisterhood, about just being great in life and not giving up. Even when things go wrong. Or when we think they go wrong, but they really went right.
Wow. Okay. So as we're coming to a close, on our conversation, there was something that Tara is very familiar with, because you actually have put it as part of your bio, which is one of my favorite scriptures that I want to close with, and that is Jeremiah 29:11.
Yes.
For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. So as mentors and mentees, you're seeing someone else's future when sometimes it's too great for them to see.
That is correct.
And you're encouraging them, and then on the other side, the mentee is showing the mentor that what they're doing is not in vain.
Mm-hmm.
That you're necessary, just like you're necessary. And again, you said iron sharpens iron. So today we witnessed what those plans look like in real life when a woman raises up and becomes a mentor and chooses to become one, not just for themselves, but for the village. You're taking one for the village. Because if you didn't do it, then could your sister be where she needed to be?
Right.
And vice versa. So when we look at this and we're pulling together, we are able to guide, we're able to teach, we're able to stretch, and then we can walk boldly into our purpose. So I just want to let you both know I appreciate the conversation, and you guys are amazing. And I really love your relationship. I've traveled with you. We've done some things together, so I know this is not something that you just say. This is something that you both live, and I watch you from afar. And even Tyra, we went away this past December, and we went to I Speak Live, and a year prior, and I'm going to bring it up, so get your tissue ready. A year prior, we had a thing where we had to look in the mirror, and I didn't look in the mirror, and nobody knew. And she encouraged me, and then this year I looked in the mirror, and you had to be there in order to really understand what looking in the mirror means. But you are Mama T to many without being a mentor. And I've been knowing you, our kids grew up together.
Yes.
So we know
We
know each other's story. Yes. So we know each other's story. We know the highs and the lows.
Absolutely.
And one thing I can honestly say, there's never been judgment. It's nothing but love. Even if you don't talk every day, when we do talk, when we do connect, it is so inspiring. It's so just a whole nother level of womanhood, of sisterhood, and it is encouraging. And I just want to encourage you, because you're always pouring out, so this is our opportunity to pour into you and tell you thank you. Kendra, you're like a young, I don't even know, firecracker. I just don't. I fell in love with you the first time I ever met you, and it's like you just do so much. And I don't want you to ever give up, never give in. And I don't know who's brave enough to even tell you no. So as we come to a close, I just want to tell you ladies, thank you, and thank you.
No, thank
Thank
you for
you.
having us.
Yes,
We
thank you.
appreciate it.
We
So
appreciate
thank you.
We do.
Right. So thank you.